Welcome back, everybody, to the Embargo show. We got the next segment, the first episode of this new segment called Pumped Up.
Pumped up, baby.
Yep. Pumped Up with Christian Fall.
Yeah.
This is going to be his main show. Like, he'll be here, like, every single time. He helped transform me quite a bit. Like, not to be weird or anything, but I used to be 155 all of high school. I would maybe be 150. Sometimes I'd hit, like, 158. That's about it, though. Like, I would not change that. But these past 2 months, he's been getting me in the gym, been working every single day, eating the right calories, told me to eat 3,500 to about 4,000. And that's what I've been doing the push-pull leg split, which we'll go into a little later. I've been sticking to the bro split ever since all of high school, which is just arm day, then back day, then chest.
Not the best for building muscle, that's for sure.
You're not getting as much work into each muscle category as you should be with the push-pull leg.
Not enough repairing a week, so.
Yeah. But now I'm 175, so in the past 2 months, I've gained 20 pounds just by eating probably double than what I was before, getting my right protein in, because protein, one gram of protein
per pound of body weight. Yeah, yep. That's the best for muscle growth. So, what do you want to talk about?
So we can start off with first the things that I got into right away that really helped me do it, because that just sounds like I'm on SARMs or something. But these two things are nuts. Like these are like, this is something crazy. These should be illegal. But this is pre-workout. This is the pre-workout I use, Psychotic. This is really the only one I've tried, so I can't really give much of a comparison. But for me, someone that's never been on pre-workout before, this has helped me unbelievably.
Yeah, Psychotic. I take a range of pre-workouts. I don't usually stick to one because then the effects tend to die down. So I take Psychotic, Total War, bunch of different stuff. What's another one I take? Volt. And there's a lot of different things in pre-workout, like beta-alanine, which is the feeling, the like tingles that you get, which it helps you get that last rep in. And that last rep is important for building muscle because it gives more opportunity for repair. Another thing I like to talk about, creatine. If you are in the gym and you are serious about the gym, you should be taking this. There's no reason not to. It's found in natural foods like fish.
Yeah, fish, yeah.
Nuts, might be in nuts, I'm not sure, have to fact check me on that, but I know it's in fish, and people eat it and they don't get enough to actually get the results from taking this. They don't get 5 milligrams a day, which is the good amount to actually show gains. So yeah, if you're serious about the gym, you should be taking creatine.
Yeah, creatine, basically what it does is it puts water into your muscles.
It adds water weight, nutrients. It adds, like, depending on how long you take it, like 6 to 10 pounds of water and nutrients into your muscles.
Yeah. So when you're on it, unless you want to like completely fall on the ground and collapse, I'd be drinking a gallon of water a day.
You want to take a lot of water.
Yeah, and if you're taking creatine, it's going to be pretty easy for you because you're
constantly thirsty.
Yeah, constantly.
Always thirsty.
Constantly. It's going to be pretty easy once you're on it. But probably a gallon a day, that's what your body should be getting. But it's really going to help even more. And for me, as an ectomorph, taking creatine, a lot of people say, oh, you're going to get bloated, yada, yada, yada. For me, I haven't got bloated. I know you haven't either.
I don't get bloated much because I take 6 to 8 ounces of water with creatine. Like, when you take creatine, you want to take 6 to 8 ounces so it doesn't directly hit your stomach. There's enough water to help it absorb good, and so it doesn't actually irritate and get you bloated. That's what it does. Yeah. If you don't take enough water, it'll get you bloated pretty easily. So, yeah, but body types, I think this is really important for a lot of people to know because...
Especially starting out.
Like,
you should know what type of body part you are.
That designs your whole workout. And, like, working out, if you want to get good gains, it's like... What do you say? Like a third in the gym? A third in the gym, a third eating, a third sleeping?
Like a
fifth in the gym, maybe, yeah.
At least. I say everything because... I know when throughout high school, I've worked out, I don't want to say every day, but like I wasn't not working out. Like I was working out a good amount and I haven't seen results at all. So dieting is probably the majority, like definitely the majority, probably like 70%.
And especially because we're ectomorphs, so our diet is really, really important. We have to get a excuse my French, a shit ton of food in. You know, we have to eat until like, or I know I do. I eat till like I'm pretty much about to throw up every single meal because that's how it has to be with ectomorphs. You know, we can't get a lot of food in. We're naturally thinner, and the way to assess if you're an ectomorph or an endomorph, if you've never been able to put on weight, it's always been hard for you, you're probably an ectomorph. There's three different body types, two other ones besides ectomorph, which is endomorph and mesomorph. If you're struggling to keep weight off, you put on fat really easily, you are an endomorph. That's what you are. And if you're in between, you're a mesomorph. But for ectomorphs, you just really need to get that food in, or you're just not going to produce gains.
Yeah, as long as you get, I'd say protein it's not the biggest part, but it's very important that you get the 1 gram per pound, and then you could go about 3,000 calories to like 4,000 calories a day. I feel like that's worked for me. That's helped me gain a ton of muscle.
It's different for everybody. You got to find your maintenance, and there's two different types of ways to like put on weight. There's either slow bulking, which is otherwise called a clean bulk, and there's dirty bulking. And dirty bulking is just getting as much food as you can in possible. And honestly, that's what I did for a decent amount of my time. Right now I'm on a clean bulk because I'm sitting at about 180 pounds, once like high 170s, low 180s. So I don't really need to dirty bulk anymore. Yep. So I'm just focusing on clean bulking, getting the good protein in, like nice lean protein, bison, chicken. But it really doesn't matter, to be honest with you, especially if you're an ectomorph. All protein is protein. It's good for you. It's going to build muscle.
So what was your calorie deficit when you were doing the dirty bulk?
What was my calorie surplus?
Yeah, your surplus.
So I was eating, I didn't really count my calories that much. I just tried to eat as much as I literally possibly could. But I put on weight pretty quick. So I would say I was in like a 400 calorie surplus, like 400 above maintenance, because my maintenance has always been really high because I am on the extreme side of ectomorph. Like I really have to eat, but it's like a spectrum. So some
especially
people,
if you're active too.
Yeah.
If you're active, you're going to burn more calories, which is going to make your surplus need to be even higher.
Yep.
Not the surplus being higher, but your more calories you're getting in because you're going to be losing more calories, which is kind of self-explanatory. But if you're doing like a clean bulk, probably I use my plate to track my calories. You can use a bar scan, and you literally scan whatever you're eating. Like when you're starting out, like this is what I did when I'm starting out. But now I've been doing it for a while, so I basically have a grasp on how many calories everything is. So I took a picture of the barcode, and it'll literally say how many calories it was, how many nutrients it has, like how many grams of protein, all that, and just went off that. And if you're not sure what the calories is, and then usually Apple Watches help to know how many calories you're losing. But
yeah, but I would say if you're trying to get into the gym, I would just don't be afraid. Like nobody's gonna judge you. You know, everybody. Like once you actually get in the gym, you're gonna realize
doing their own thing.
Everybody's just doing their own thing. They're just trying to better themselves. And honestly, I like seeing more unfit people in the gym because it shows me more people are trying to better themselves and not just being lazy and doing nothing, and accepting themselves for how they are. Yeah.
The more people, as long as you get in the gym, like it's really like people don't judge you as much as you think you do. They don't even judge you at all. Because I know when we're working out, we barely even look at other people. We know people probably judge us the way we work out, but we don't. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. So I don't give a shit. But even if you do, nobody's really judging you. Nobody's looking at you. Everyone's doing their own thing. Like, don't overthink it.
Yeah, but so for splits, there's this thing called the bro split. It's like arm day, leg day, back day. You're just selecting one group per day, and there's a lot of different groups. There's like 6-7 different groups that go into the bro split. So you're only giving your muscles one time to heal every single week, as opposed to the push-pull leg split that me and Dylan are on right now. Yep. That gives 2 different times of healing per week for your muscles to recover. For example, push, pull, leg, rest. Push, pull, leg, rest. That's 8 days. That's 2 different times a week for your muscles to recuperate, as opposed to 1. So that's twice the muscle growth you're getting. And that's the whole science behind it, really. That's why it's so much better than the bro split, because you're giving your muscles twice the time to grow.
Yeah, and the push-pull leg is basically push day, which is chest, because you're doing, like, say you do a bench, you push, right, doing shoulders. So like shoulder press, you're pushing for shoulder press. Triceps, you're pushing down.
Pushing down.
So push is going to be the chest, tris, and shoulders. And then when you're doing shoulders as well, make sure you get the traps. A lot of people forget it, but make sure you get that. Pull day, back, because like when you do the rows, you're pulling, literally. And then biceps, pulling up, literally.
And rear delt, you can put rear delt in there too, because you're pulling. Like the face pulls, you got these.
Yeah.
So, and then leg day, obviously, you can't forget about your legs.
Yeah, leg day is both.
Throw in core too.
And pull, you do everything.
But yeah, the good thing about push-pull legs, another thing that's really good about it is it does, like, all the muscles that would work during specific exercise, such as pushing, like, they all work together. So it's good to group those muscles because you're hitting them with pretty much every exercise, as opposed to grouping something like chest and biceps. You're pushing, but you're not really pulling with your biceps, so it's not that good to group those two muscles.
Yeah, once you're like in the, like, you don't really like realize like how much the muscles work together unless you're in it.
Yeah.
Like once you're in it, like say like we do, like say we're doing like a decline bench. If you're doing decline bench, like you feel that in your triceps more than like you would ever think, and like you don't realize that until you're in the push pull leg, and it's been really helping. I try to do abs on my rest day. I'll either do abs on my rest day or legs. Do it with legs to try to group those two together.
And that rest day is really important. A lot of people abuse it, but when you're resting is when you're letting all your muscles actually recover. And another thing about recovery is sleep. Sleep is so important. You want to be getting like, I try to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep for maximum muscle growth, like for maximum muscle recuperation and healing, because if you don't do that, then you're just going to be at a plateau and you're not going to really see gains. So that rest day is really important.
Yeah, you're going to see such a difference. Like, because then you're going to have 2 rest days a week, and then plus as long as you're sleeping, like getting your right amount of sleeping, you're gonna that alone, that's a good chunk of it right there too, of being able to grow muscle. Because we're ectomorphs, so that's what we're mostly talking about. Like, how about like your brother? Your brother's a
yeah, my brother's an endomorph. He has to eat, he's 6'4" and he's 215 pounds, and you think somebody like that would be able to eat a lot.
He's like 15 years old too.
15 years old, yeah. And he also benches more than me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, you think somebody like that would be able to eat a lot of food just based on his size, but his maintenance calorie is actually around 2,500, whereas opposed to mine is around 3,500 to 4,000 calories. Yeah, and why that is just calories. Based on our body types, and that's why it's so important to know yours. He has 2 to 3 times the amount of fat cells that I have. So if he eats 2,500 calories, his fat cells, let me just absorb all of that. And it's hard to explain, but yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean, just the amount of fat cells you have in your body. So he has to eat a lot less than I do to maintain his body weight.
Yeah.
So.
And he has to, and he's going to get bloated. Like, if he eats, like, for us, we're able to eat, not junk food, but, like, we're able to, like, we don't have to eat healthy the whole time. Like, as long as you're having healthy meals most of the time, but, like, we could throw in, like, a chicken and cheese quesadilla and, like, be completely fine. If he was to eat one of those, he has
to focus on, like, good food. Yeah. High calorie, or low calorie, high dense food. That'll make him feel full. That's the best way. Yeah. And another thing I just want to point back to, if I can just have the pre-workout. Like this, like sometimes you don't always feel like going to the gym. And like even with this, like I still don't feel like going to the gym all the time. Like I'll lose focus while I'm at the gym or something. But like this has really helped me with, and I do recommend trying, I'm not just going to say this one. We're not sponsored yet. So, but I do recommend trying a bunch. See what works for you. I know you tried pump pills. Yeah, I tried pump pills, Rise pump pills. They didn't even honestly work that good. Yeah. No stim, probably why. Yeah. But this has helped. Pre-workout has like really helped me. It's like it keeps me motivated to stay in, and also it makes me focus while I'm in the gym. Like makes me just like want to grind it out. Just grind out that pump is there. Like getting those extra 3 to 5 reps, which are so important for building muscle, because the more fibers you break down, the more are going to be able to recover later. So very important. And even Muhammad Ali,
said that he doesn't start counting his reps until it starts to hurt. And that's those extra 3 to 5 reps, that's when it hurts. That's when it hurts. And these really help me get through it and keeps me motivated to go into the gym every single day. Take a little, I dry scoop it. I used to take it with water, and dry scooping it has literally changed. Again, it's going to be different for everyone, but for me, dry scooping it, it's been such a change.
For me as well. It hits your stomach so quick, so it absorbs really quick.
Yeah. It's like an espresso.
Yeah.
Just like coffee. It's just right away.
It's nice. I agree.
Definitely something I'm glad I got on, as well with the creatine, which we already touched, but the creatine just really helps. It really does.
That may come with a caffeine addiction, though. Long down the line, taking pre-workout a little too much. Yeah. Some people can develop that caffeine addiction.
To it.
Yeah, I'm not even addicted to it, to be honest with you. I don't know, but I say I'm not, but I use it every time.
Yep. Yeah, I know before work, I work in a restaurant, so I know before work I'm always taking caffeine now, and I used to never drink coffee. Just like before like a very long shift, I'll just pop an espresso, and then I'll be pretty good for the shift, and I'm just addicted to it now. Yeah,
caffeine. But there is pump formulas that have no stimulants, no caffeine, no nothing. I have one called, what is it called? I can't even think of it right now, but I have a non-stim pre-workout, and it just like makes the pump feel good. It gets you a little focused. Those work pretty good too, but the caffeine is, you need caffeine.
Yeah, definitely helps a lot more than it would. But I know a lot of people, like, for me, it was hard to get the protein in. What do you do to like help get those extra grams of protein? I know you use protein powder.
Yeah, protein powder. ISO 100. It's like Dyna something. I forget the exact name, but ISO 100 protein. That's the one that I use right now. I used to use Rise. Right after the gym, I take 30 grams of that, and then if I really need more protein, like I usually just get it in because I have to eat so much to maintain, so that protein just comes naturally through my diet. But if I'm sitting at like 160 grams, I need 20 more grams, I'll just like make a shake, throw some protein powder in there, simple. There's an extra 20 grams right there. Yeah. Egg whites. Egg whites are so good because they have such good, eggs, great source of protein. Yep. I make a shake, throw some egg whites in there, perfect. Really good for you too.
Yeah, and I know the protein powder that he takes. I used to take Mass Gainer. Awful. Thick, very thick, and it was just hard to go down. Like something like you like hold your nose to.
Yeah.
But the one that what was your cinnamon toast crunch?
Oh yes, Rise cinnamon. I recommend that. We're not sponsored.
Taste, yeah, not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but yep. I would recommend it.
But we're like so like. He had me try. I'm like so against, like, not against protein powder, but like the taste. I can't stand the taste of protein powder. Like I would always hold my nose to drink it to get it down, and then he told me to take a sip of his, and it was literally, like, it was good.
Like I could drink that just like
just
water.
because. Yep. Yeah, just because. Like it was so good. But I know that one's very good. Gets the good protein in. But I took Mass Gainer, and started getting bloated.
Yeah. It's not the best calories because it's artificial. It's not real. Real food beats anything. That's why I don't recommend using it, but it does work for some people. Like some people are really far on that side of the ectomorph scale, and they just simply can't eat that much food. So a nice Mass Gainer before you go to bed would be viable for them. But not everybody needs it. It also speeds your metabolism up because you're putting so much calories in you at one time, which isn't good either because then it's just going to make it harder for you to put on weight. But I would try to stay away from it. Real food beats all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you can get real food in, like for me, my go-to, I have this once a day. I'll have each of these once a day. I'll have peanut butter.
Yep.
Just put peanut butter on 3 pieces of wheat bread and down with a glass of milk. It's like
calorie dense too. Really good.
Yeah, very good. Guess helps me get calories in. It's very easy to eat too. And then I'll have chicken and rice with some seasoning on it. That seasoning really helps put in like a little extra calories for you, and it all adds up at the end of the day. Those are the 2 main things that I eat. And the chicken's great grams of protein for you right there.
Good.
And then the rice is good carbs. So you're getting all those good things in. But definitely, if you have any questions to start, I don't know if we hit everything that we wanted to, just in case.
One more thing. So if you're having trouble like getting food down, which I know is a lot of people, don't try to eat huge meals, because that's just going to fill you up, make you full for like the rest of the day, and then you're not going to be able to eat as many. I would try to space your meals out. Try to hit, maybe even 3 is hard for some people. I know 3 used to be hard for me back when I used to barely eat really anything. But 3, 1, 2, 3, it's better than 2. It'll make you less full throughout the whole day. I'm eating 4 meals with a shake right now.
Yeah.
That's what's viable for me. I might have to move up to 5 if I want to stay on this bulk, because 4 is around my maintenance with that shake right now. But try to spread your meals out throughout the day rather than just eating 2 to 3 huge ones, because 5 good-sized meals beats 2 to 3 huge meals.
Yeah, starting early too, because I used to wake up at noon. I used to wake up at noon, and like it's hard. Like now I start waking up at like 8, 9 o'clock, and it's so much easier.
Much more time to get food in.
3 to 4 hours
Yeah.
to get more calories, and that's like everything right there. That's everything. But see what works for you with splitting up the meals. I take 4 meals and then with shake as well. But see what definitely works for you. If you need to take 5 smaller meals, then great. Just see what works for you, and that's the best. But we're open to any questions at the Embargo Show on Instagram. Pumped up. We'll definitely ask some questions, and next time we're on, we'll definitely answer your questions on live. But I think that's all we have today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
But that was the Embargo Show. Pumped up.
Pumped up, baby. First episode.
Yep. Thank you.